We're here, and literally these are wild horses.
These are all part of official Army roundups from the Fort Polk, Fort Johnson area. All these horses were captured between 2018 and 2020.
I mean, they just keep coming.
Yeah.
These are the girls.
Yeah, it's absolutely overwhelming. Yeah, they do just keep coming.
Oh my! And where did they start from? Look at this baby girl.
Sage. Yeah, a lot of these horses have been feeding since 2018. So these girls are well adjusted to people, and they're not scared. Come on, Sage. I know most of their names, not all of them. Come on, girl.
You got a call about some horses that were going to auction, correct?
I got a call from a lady who said that her cousin or a relative had horses in his field and he wanted them gone, and if I could help. And when I called the man, he had already had someone coming to get him, and he wasn't interested in letting us have time to get our stuff together to go get him. And next thing I knew, they were at the Kinder auction, sale barn. And so a sale barn's a sale barn, it is what it is, but these horses had never really experienced much interaction with humans, so they were especially scared. And then you're selling them to people who are not really aware of what they're getting. Especially these Pisan horses, they have less interaction with humans like soldiers or anything like that. They are in a more remote area. So it becomes a liability, really. I mean, I don't know if that's not really what I put out there, but it's part of it.
Anytime you go to an auction, there's certain liabilities, whether it's disease or sickness or lameness or whatever. There's always something.
You don't know really what you're going to get 100%. Yeah. But so we were able to buy 10 out of we got 8, and then the next day a guy who bought one said, "Hey, you want to buy it from me? You can, if you want to put it back with the herd, buy it from me." I said, "Okay," and he brought it here. And then the day after that, the guy with the black stallion called and said, "Oh, I'll sell you him if you want to put him with the herd." When we got there, he had a lasso around his neck, a lead rope clipped around his neck, and he was on 3 acres running wild, and unhandled. So good luck catching that horse. But it took us all day, and my guys were able to catch the horse. He got tangled. The lasso got tangled in some brush, and at that point they were able to catch him. They had to drive the trailer out in the field and load him from there. And then we released him at the stallion sanctuary. Well, they're actually still in pens right now until we know how they're going to handle being with the other stallions. Kind of nervous about that, and I don't want to get a call while I'm at my grandma's. Come get your horses. So
there's a lot, and they are wild animals.
Yes.
They are wild animals,
Yeah.
and they haven't been touched. And there's a lot with that. There's danger, and some will have to stay wild. Yeah,
that's the hope, is that some can stay wild, because what's rare is that only 3 to 5% of horses with Spanish markers have thrived in the wild. Most of those horses are in captivity and being bred. So the fact that they were part of that 3 to 5% all in America that are wild and thriving is part of what makes them unique. Without any help from man, they've existed. In fact, to the detriment of man, because we're encroaching on their space, and we're all having to learn to live together.
So the origin of these horses, we talk about Mustangs, the Mustang, the Mutts, the Spaniard bred. Do these go back to the Spaniards' horses?
Absolutely, if not even before that. It's the native horses. I mean, you think about, conventional science says that horses went extinct at the end of the Ice Age. But new studies out of the Yukon are proving that they persisted longer than we originally believed. And some believe that indigenous communities had horses prior to the Spanish landing, on our continent. Also, at the end of the last ice age, if the red bird survived, the alligator survived, if we survived, why wouldn't the horse survive? Literally one of the most adaptable animals on the planet. You see them in every environment, from the desert to the snow to marshes to regular piney woods. So